Welcome to the Refusion Podcast, where we transform patient care.
Welcome to another episode of the Refusion Podcast. We're so glad you've joined us today as we explore a topic that is crucial for healthcare providers: how to foster meaningful connections with patients. We know that in today's healthcare landscape, patients aren't just looking for someone to treat their symptoms. They want a relationship with their healthcare provider. They want to feel seen, heard, and understood.
Absolutely. Gone are the days when patients simply followed the doctor's orders without question. In today's world, patients are much more informed and empowered thanks to the wealth of medical information available at their fingertips. They want to be active participants in their healthcare decisions. They want to feel like they have a voice and that their preferences and concerns matter.
And that's where healthcare providers really need to step up and make sure they're fostering those connections. It's no longer enough to just be a medical expert. You have to be a listener, a guide, and someone who genuinely cares about your patient's well-being. So, in today's episode, we'll be discussing several key strategies healthcare providers can use to build stronger, more meaningful relationships with their patients.
Let's start by talking about why these meaningful connections are so important. It's not just about making patients feel good, it's about improving real health outcomes. When patients feel that their healthcare provider genuinely cares and understands their unique needs, they're more likely to stick with their treatment plans, follow through with recommendations, and take their medications as prescribed.
Right, and there's a clear link between these relationships and patient satisfaction. When patients feel heard and valued, they are more likely to leave positive reviews. According to the Refusion 2025 Patient Review Survey, 73% of patients say they check reviews before choosing a healthcare provider. So building that rapport and trust with patients can really impact a provider's reputation.
And it doesn't stop there. Positive reviews and word-of-mouth referrals can lead to more patients choosing your practice. It's a cycle. Better relationships lead to better reviews, which lead to more patients, which lead to even more positive feedback. So, in a sense, fostering strong relationships is a key driver for the growth and success of a healthcare practice.
Let's move into some actionable strategies that healthcare providers can use to foster these meaningful connections. First up is understanding your audience. This is essential. It's all about knowing who your patients are, what their needs are, and how they prefer to communicate.
That's right. The more you know about your patients, the more effectively you can communicate with them. This means considering things like their age, cultural background, health literacy, and even communication preferences. For instance, older patients may have preferred printed materials, but with the pandemic, even seniors have started to embrace texting. Recognizing these shifts in communication habits is crucial for staying connected with your audience.
Exactly, and it's not just about age. If you're treating a diverse group of patients, you may need to offer information in multiple languages, or you might need to adjust how you communicate based on their health literacy levels. The goal is to make sure the information you're sharing is accessible and tailored to meet each patient where they are. The more personalized your communication, the more likely patients will feel understood and supported.
And once you understand your audience, it's time to think about crafting compelling messages. It's not just about sending out information, it's about making sure the message is relevant and meaningful to that patient. Whether you're sending out a reminder for a wellness checkup or offering support for chronic disease management, the message needs to be clear, concise, and specific to that patient's unique needs.
Right. You have to think about what the patient will care about. For example, a message about preventative care should focus on the benefits of early detection and the importance of staying on top of health concerns. On the other hand, a message about chronic care might be more focused on providing individualized support to help patients manage their condition and improve their quality of life.
One thing to remember is that language matters. It's important to avoid medical jargon and complicated terms that might confuse patients. Use simple, clear language, and when possible, break the information down into digestible chunks. And don't forget about visuals. Infographics or short videos can really help get the point across in a more engaging and understandable way.
Now let's talk about multi-channel communication. In today's world, patients are communicating across different platforms. According to recent research, 80% of patients prefer to communicate digitally, whether that's through email, text messages, or patient portals. But that doesn't mean you should completely abandon traditional communication methods.
Exactly. Even in this digital age, phone calls still play an important role. They provide a personal touch and allow for more in-depth conversations. And in some cases, in-person visits will always be the best option for building that relationship. The key is to use the right communication channel for the right situation.
That's a great point. And once you've established those communication channels, it's time to focus on building trust and transparency. Patients today are more concerned than ever about how their data is being used, and they want to know that their information is safe and secure.
Transparency is essential. Make sure patients know exactly what information you're collecting, why you're collecting it, and how it will be used. This helps build trust and makes patients feel more comfortable. And be open about how their feedback will influence future care. Let them know that their voice matters.
And transparency isn't just about data security. It's also about addressing patients' concerns and questions. Make sure patients have easy access to someone who can answer their questions, whether it's through online chat, email, or a dedicated phone line. This proactive approach helps build patient trust and satisfaction.
Another important aspect of fostering meaningful connections is encouraging two-way communication. Healthcare should never be a one-sided conversation. Patients need to feel like they have a voice, and they need to know that their opinions and feedback are valued.
Exactly. This is where having multiple channels for feedback comes in handy. Whether it's through surveys, direct text responses, or links in emails, providing patients with various ways to share their thoughts and concerns is essential.
And don't just collect feedback. Act on it. When patients provide feedback, they want to see that their voices matter. If they suggest improvements or express concerns, addressing those points can go a long way in building rapport and trust.
Absolutely. When patients see that their feedback leads to meaningful change, they're more likely to stay engaged and continue to trust the provider. It's all about showing that you're listening and that you're committed to improving the patient experience.
Speaking of feedback, leveraging patient reviews is another effective way to stay connected with patients and continuously improve. Today, platforms like Google Reviews, WebMD, and Healthgrades are hugely influential in shaping patient perceptions. And patients are increasingly using reviews to choose their healthcare providers.
That's right. One of the best ways to encourage reviews is to automate the process. After an appointment, send out a gentle reminder asking patients to leave a review. This not only helps you collect more feedback, but it also shows patients that you value their input.
And of course, don't forget about responding to those reviews. Whether the review is positive or negative, it's crucial to respond. Acknowledge the positive feedback with gratitude, and if there's a negative review, see it as an opportunity to address the concern and demonstrate your commitment to improving the patient experience.
Exactly. Responding to reviews shows that you care about what patients think and that you're open to making improvements. Plus, addressing negative reviews gives you the chance to resolve issues and turn a potentially bad experience into a positive one.
So, to wrap up, fostering meaningful connections with patients is key to improving patient satisfaction, boosting trust, and achieving better health outcomes. It's about understanding your patients, communicating effectively, building trust, and actively listening to feedback.
And leveraging tools like Repugen can help healthcare providers stay on top of patient reviews, streamline communication, and build a solid online reputation. In today's competitive healthcare environment, those meaningful connections are more important than ever.
Thanks so much for tuning into today's episode of the Repugen podcast. We hope you've gained some valuable insights that will help you create stronger, more meaningful relationships with your patients.
Until next time, keep fostering those connections, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Thanks for listening to the Repugen Podcast, your path to better healthcare.